Christians. This person here says that if we do not have free will to choose right from wrong, then what's the point in witnessing? There's 2 points in witnessing. One, because God commanded it. Christ commanded it with his great commission in Matthew 28. Go ye therefore into all the world, preaching. Now, he'll say, well, that's because man has a free will. That's why we preach. But that is not why. And the reason why we preach is up here. 1 Corinthians 1, verse 21 says, for after that in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom did not know God. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. So according to this verse here, preaching, and God calls it the foolishness of preaching. And I believe that has a lot to do with the fact that it's because men have no free will. They're doorknobs, they're rocks, they're stones. And so preaching is presented as a foolish way of reaching them. But yet, that is the means through which God has chosen to communicate his saving grace to his people. Look what it says here in verse 21. For after that, in the wisdom of God, in God's wisdom, the world by wisdom did not know God. So no matter how free you think your will is, no matter how wise you are, you do not know God until God saves you. It is impossible for a man to know God by the pure impulse of his volition. He will always choose sin. And so it says in verse 21, it pleased God. It pleased him. This was the means that he chose, which is the foolishness of preaching. And what does preaching do? It saves those that believe. That's why we witness. That's why we preach. Because through it is how souls are saved. Be provoked and be persuaded.